All right, another 5-minute walk later. I'm back here. I'm supposed to be.
Hello.
You probably heard that car just now. That's an example of what I was talking about last video. All right, so I had to push that block down because now it cooled all the lava down here. Now I can go over here. I got 2 revives.
Nice.
I actually have not been using my healing items. I could use them more, but there's the healing stations, so I don't really need to. Oh man, it's too hot to approach. Who's telling me that? Is that just my thoughts? I gotta find another block to push somewhere.
It's your mom.
We're in Puzzle Land. It's Professor Oak. Push! Did that actually do anything for me? Well, let's go push that block over there. Push, push, push a block together. I can't remember who was saying it, but it's like, it might have been Egoraptor, where it's like, this isn't really a puzzle. You go and do the thing that's right in front of you. Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you're right. It isn't a puzzle.
Who needs real puzzles?
When you do get good puzzles in video games, I'm not very good at them.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at puzzles.
I'm kind of middle ground.
You know, my very first time playing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Taylor and I co-opted it, basically.
Okay.
He did all the puzzles and I did all the fighting. That's what we were good at.
Nice.
I was much better at doing the swordsmanship than he was, and he was much better at solving the puzzles. So I'd be like, oh, there's a big fight, my turn. And he'd be like, oh, I'm getting through this part of the dungeon, my turn.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
Oh, I bet.
Okay, I think I'm going to go up here. Maybe a Cypher Peon will jump out of nowhere, and then I got to push a block. Well, no Cypher Peon.
My head's like a little throbby.
No Cypher to Peon. Well, you were drinking wine.
Yeah. I'm just exhausted for the day.
Do you want this to be the last episode we do tonight?
No.
No.
I want to keep going. I'll just get like some caffeinated tea later.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's already 8:30. You're going to have caffeine?
I probably shouldn't have caffeine.
You don't have to force. I only needed to record 5 episodes tonight, so
All right.
that'll be fine if we cut off after this.
Okay, maybe we can watch the Naruto.
Sure.
Yay!
I found 2
Naruto.
white herbs. It was my favorite item in Colosseum
Why?
because I kept making a bunch of like bad half-assed jokes about them.
Oh my god.
Ah, jeez. You're hanging tough in this magma hot 8. I thought I was going to melt waiting. What kind of accent would you call that?
Fuck if I know.
Oh my god, Cypher Peon Group Hell!
Group Hell of the Group Hill tribe.
Hey, I'm Group. I'm not so Group. I do so much pandering for Game Grumps on here.
I know. Shout out to Game Grumps, because you're awesome.
Again?
We love you guys.
I live so much in like just the video gaming and let's play culture. It's like when I'm not recording and playing video games, I'm watching somebody else play video games.
Pretty much.
That is the world I live in. I mean, besides when I'm working. Wait, I thought I did my side beam on Ninetales. I guess I messed up.
Speaking of like loving Game Grumps, I had one of those awkward like fan moments. My sister and I, my younger sister and I, actually are Game Grump fans.
Yeah, you got to meet. Who did you meet again?
Danny and Barry.
Danny and Barry.
We were in Portland with my parents, and we were going to a taxidermy like little shop place.
Right, because didn't Susie have to go there?
Susie's really into like yeah. Anyways, so it was during the PAX Prime whatever was going on, and they were hanging out in Portland and stuff, and they just happened to be at the same taxidermy shop as like the one my parents were taking us to. And like I saw Aaron, and I'm just like, is that Aaron? Is that Aaron? Beth, it's Aaron! And I was like freaking out in the car. My parents were like, what the fuck is Rosie doing?
Right, and your dad thought you met rock stars.
Oh, no. That's the funniest part. And so, like, it's basically, like, outside the shop, like, Aaron and Barry were, like, standing outside, just hanging out, and they had sunglasses on, whatever, waiting for, like, Susie and the rest of them to get out of the shop. And, like, Beth's like, oh my god, it is them! And so, like, we're both kind of geeking out, and we get out of the car, and apparently my parents decided to park right next to them. So we get out of the car, and, like, my sister, she's amazing. I mean, she just like was totally chill about it. She's like, oh hey, what are you guys doing here? And they're like, oh, we're just hanging out. And I'm like, can I get a picture of you guys to show my husband? He loves you guys. And that's the first words that come out of my mouth. I'm like, that's really weird sounding.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I guess not. But
You could have said way worse things.
Oh, I know. Knowing me, I could have said way worse things. And so, yeah, I get like a picture and stuff and send it to like all of our friends who know Game Grumps. It was a really cool like moment. And then like we're in the shop and we hang out in the shop, and then my dad, he's just like, he's all weirded out by us like fangirling over these people. And he's like, are they rock stars? Like, what band are they in? I'm like,
Starbomb.
Well, not all of them are rock stars. Danny is, but Danny wasn't there.
Oh, I thought you said Danny was there.
No, he wasn't. Danny
okay.
wasn't there. It was just Aaron, Barry, I think like 2 more people, and then Susie.
2 more people?
I didn't really get to like see the 2 other people.
Oh, okay.
They were kind of all hanging out in the front area.
That's cool. I don't think
really cool.
I've never run into any of my I was gonna say internet idols, but I guess that works.
Yeah. It works. Well, I'm sure you'll get to see some if we ever go to like PAX or something.
Oh, I'd love to. I was all set to go to PAX, and I never realized how fast the tickets sold out. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
So you have to like be there the split second they go on sale.
Well, just doing any conventions is hard for us because like they're always during like holiday times or something, and our families.
And every time the tickets go up, it's during work hours. I'm like, how does anyone do this?
So it's like, you know, if you work a regular job and you have family that actually likes to do stuff together, it's really hard to do conventions. Like, I'm so jealous of, like, all my friends that get to go to conventions every single year, or do, like, a convention season where they go to all the anime conventions and cosplay for it. And it's like,
I love
oh my God.
anime and video games, and I've never been to a single convention. It never works out for my schedule.
No, it doesn't.
Never
just
does.
doesn't.
Being a teacher is a pretty strict schedule. There is no way you can miss. But also...
But we have my schedule, too.
I mean, yeah, and then there's... Yeah, because, like, otherwise you'd think, oh, you can go to summers then because you're a teacher. It's like,
but no, because your wife works a regular job that has continually changing
all my teacher
hours.
friends are like, oh, what'd you do over the spring break? Did you travel? I'm like, no, my wife works. So,
yeah,
I kind of chilled out at home most of the time.
Or, like, planning things with, like, your family, because all of your family, they're all, like...
They're all teachers.
They're all teachers, and so they're like, oh, what's your plans for the summer?
Chill out at home, probably?
Chill out at home. Because...
I think that's a shadow Pokemon.
Just one of us has to work a regular job. I mean, school's a regular job, but it's like one of those jobs that has like the weird like break times and stuff.
Right.
And it's weird because like my job, like my responsibilities and my hours are always changing. They're never consistent for like...
Yeah, isn't your schedule changing again soon?
Yeah, so...
Do you know what's going on?
No.
Okay.
No, and I get the feeling that I'm going to be working weird late hours because...
Really?
I might be paginating when no one's around.
Okay.
Yeah, so at my job, when I first got hired, I just made ads. And I was part-time, and I had like, you know, this slightly obscure schedule where I get like a Monday off, and then I come in like during the afternoons and stay during the afternoons to pick up like ads and stuff that people like didn't get the chance to pick up. Then they started me on flowing the classified pages, which meant that I got even later hours to work with, but I was still kind of part-time during that time. So, like, I just had more obscure hours after that. And then I think I did that for, like, 2 months until they decided, hey, let's have you do editorial stuff, too. So my schedule got really wonky then, because basically I bounced around between 2 departments, and it was really fun. It's all really fun. I enjoy it. But, like... Yeah, so I bounced around between 2 departments, and my schedule was pretty strict because I was the lower person on the totem pole, and an editorial, you know, you gotta get that paper out. And so for breaks, like winter breaks or anything like that, or Christmas or whatever, your schedule's strict and you only get pretty much Christmas off at best. Sometimes you might even have to go in to get a paper done if some kind of crazy news story happens, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and then I did the ad stuff and the classified stuff, so they bumped me up to full-time, and then just gave me the wonky schedule, and, like, sometimes I would work, like, nights where it's, like, midnight I get off, or something like that, on, like, a Friday night. And so I worked that for a while, and then they decided to hire someone full-time for editorial because they didn't like to have someone be shared between two departments. It just wasn't efficient enough, which I was cool with.
Right, that makes sense.
That makes totally logical sense. So they decided to kick me out of editorial, hire someone full-time to be in editorial, and then now I'm being trained so that I can keep my full-time position. So I'm being trained in, like, new responsibilities, which means another, basically, you know, schedule change.
Right.
Because now I'm doing paginate, which is basically placing ads in the paper, like, where they should go, and that has, like, different schedulings and deadlines.
We beat this guy, but he killed, like, almost all of our team.
So yeah, I never know when my schedule is within 6 months, and it's really hard to plan stuff. And
it is. It's like,
with
hey,
family.
can you do this thing on this weekend? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, it's weird, and I hope, like, they're gonna be more, like, consistent now. But, like, I don't know what my hours are gonna be, like, 3 to 6 months ahead. And, you know, like, with your family, like, your family plans stuff during the summer, and they're like, well, can you go and do this or do this weekend thing? And I'm like, I'm not even sure if I'm working on the weekends or even if I get Fridays off, like Friday.
Well, generally,
anything.
That's been the one thing that's been consistent is that you don't work weekends.
Yeah.
That's all. That's been the thing that's consistent.
Except for, like, one time.
Well, because you got called in.
Kind of.
Damn it! There's a healing. I just used a potion, and there's a healing machine right here.
Oh. Well, yeah, that was a weird one, because basically I was covering for people who worked on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You were covering.
Which, working on a Saturday is really weird.
Is that right?
Well, yeah, because it's like a bunch of just... It's really quiet. Because everyone else is gone except for editorial. And the editorial people aren't, like, super talkative unless they're talking about, like, hunting or sports. So...
Alright, I think I'm getting up to the next level of Citadark Isle after I beat this person. So I wonder if I have another boss coming up soon. The next boss would probably be Snaddle.
Snaddle?
Yeah.
God, these names are awful.
Alright, looks like we got someone with an Intimidate team here. How intimidating.
I'm debating on whether or not I want to use, like, a effect on one of my panels in my comic.
An effect, huh?
Like a Photoshop effect.
What effect would you be using?
Well, I found this one. It's like a sketch one. And what it makes it look like is, like, things are in, like, a kind of a rapid motion type thing.
That's kind of cool.
Which is really cool, but I'm trying to figure out where would I use it. Because it would have to be, like, a high, like, action scene. And right now, all I have is, like, a kid getting pinned down by a dragon. And having things ripped off of him.
Well, I guess just hold off until you get to your more actiony scenes.
Yeah.
Save it for something special.
Yeah.
Aha! Light screen!
Except I don't have a lot of fighting in this comic.
You don't. It is really more of a story-driven and dialogue-driven thing. But you do have some fighting, so save save it when you have, like, a fight scene, and then that'll be, like, the special thing of the fight scenes.
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I'm trying to think, like, what would be the closest thing to a fight scene in this, like, these next couple of chapters. And I think what's going on right now, what I'm drawing, is the closest thing, which is basically a kid just getting beat up, so... Well, he's not really a kid, he's a teenager, but...
Teenagers are kids.
It doesn't really make it any better. No. Yeah. I think after that, I think the next, like, thing that would be more of a fight scene would be, like, or just an action scene, because it's not really fighting, but, like, when Noelle and Hayden decide to steal a chicken. Because that's a thing.
And those are characters in Rosie's webcomic.
Yeah.
Rosie does a webcomic.
They haven't been introduced technically yet because I'm in like the first chapter and there's only been like 3 characters introduced.
How many pages do you have as of this episode? That we're recording right now.
That are available to read?
Yeah.
40.
40 pages?
40 pages.
Wow.
This is a really long chapter.
Well, it's because it's the introductory one.
It's the introductory chapter, so it's like 40 pages. It's not even 40. It's gonna be more than 40 pages.
Right, that's just how many you have right now.
I have right now, and the pages I'm working on right now that haven't been uploaded are 1 through 44, but it's the different like story split offs.
Right, because
your
webcomic has reader choices.
It's like a choose your own adventure story, but the choose your own decisions are a little bit more subtle and trickier than a choose your own adventure story. Because I don't know if anyone else has ever read these. It might be like before their time or whatever. Because I know it was kind of before my time. Because not a lot of people my age know about these.
Well, about choose your adventure stories?
Yeah, those kinds of stories.
Really? Oh man, I read those all the time when I was a kid. I loved them.
See, I had a few that my mom owned, and then there was a couple at the library.
I think most people get the concept.
Yeah.
But in case you don't,
it's
you read like the story as normal for a few pages, and then it asks you what you think the main character should do, or what one of the characters should do. And then it's like, if you picked this, jump to this page. If you picked this, jump to this page. And it becomes 2 different stories at that point. Then from that it splits off. So because of that, your process takes a while because there's branching paths.
Which is actually kind of cool, but those stories, they were designed for kids and they were really simplistic stories, so the changes were really drastic when you read them. Like, you go to this planet or that planet has man-eating plants, while the other planet has, like, a peaceful, technologically advanced society, and the stories just become completely different. In my webcomic, it's not completely different. It actually is kind of the same story, but the branches are kind of like differences in characters' choices that alter either their personalities or alter how they make decisions in the story or how they develop as a character. And in the end, it just gives you 2 different endings for the story that are their own different stories that also have branching things. And then there's also branching romantic choices for the characters.
So would you say then that besides the ending and the romantic options at the end, would you say that most of the other choices are just differences in dialogue?
They're differences in dialogue, but they're also differences in character interactions.
Okay.
Like the one you make in the first chapter, it totally changes the dynamic of the main antagonist and the main protagonist.
But the actual physical outcome is the same.
The physical outcome's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it just, one option pretty much guarantees you the good ending, while the other option makes it a little bit shadier, simply because of the change that the main character has based on that decision.
All right. We're going to see you guys in the next episode, Up in the Next Level.
See ya!